Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to Reading for Vocabulary. I'm Brian Stuart. We are on lesson 13 right now. In lesson 13, we're talking about energy, right? Do you have a lot of energy? Do you have energy to study? I hope so. Because in this unit, we're going to focus on two things. So we need lots of energy. Number one, think about different kinds of energy. There's lots of different kinds of energy. Number two, what does energy do? What does energy do? Okay, so we're going to think about one, what are the kinds of energy? And two, what does energy do? What does it do? That's what we're going to look at in this lesson. First of all, let's talk about what kinds of energy are there in our lives. That's number one, right? What kinds of energy? In our lives, there's many kinds of energy, but we just want to look at a few kinds of energy that are in our lives. My life, your life, everybody's life. Okay? So, what kinds of energy are there? Well, one type of energy is heat. Heat, right? When something's warm, 더워요, right? It's heat, right? That's one type of energy. Another type of energy is light, right? I have a lot of light here. A lot of light is coming down on me. If you go outside during the day, you get a lot of light from the sun. That light is energy. What's one more very common type of energy in our lives? Can you hear me? Sound, right? I'm making sound. You can hear me. My sound is energy. Right? So these are three different common types of energy we experience in our lives. Okay? So heat makes us warm. Light, we can see. Sound, we can hear each other talking. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the vocabulary for this unit. We're going to learn a lot of words, and we'll need those words for the reading later on. Our first word is a hole in a building that we look through. A hole? Now, usually it's not a hole that somebody made because they were angry. No, it's a hole that people make, that the builder of the building makes. We call it a window, right? It's not just a hole. And sometimes we cover that window with glass, right? So air can't come in and out. But we can look out, right? A hole in the building that we can look through. Because if there are no windows, no more 심심해요, right? It's very boring and we don't feel good. So we want windows we can look through, and light, natural light from outside can come in. That's good. 창문, right? In Korean you say 창문, that would be window. A window. Number two, on a bright sunny day, you see this a lot, don't you? This is a place where light doesn't go, right? Light goes here and here and here and here and here and here, right? But light does not go here or here. So a place where light doesn't go is a shadow. And on a sunny day, your shadow is always with you, right? You can always see your shadow. And you can see other people's shadow too. You can see the shadow of buildings. You can see the shadow of cars. Sometimes you see the shadow of an airplane. Whoa, right? And that's very interesting. An airplane up in the sky can make a shadow on the ground. Okay, so that's shadow. Number three, to trap and hold. Wow, he looks like a good yagu player, right? He's a good baseball player, and he's going to, see the ball right here? He's getting ready. It's going to go in his glove. What is he going to do? He's going to catch the ball, to trap something. Because something's moving, you stop it. That means to trap it, and then you hold it, right? That means to catch something, okay? So he's going to catch. Now let's take a look. Catch, caught, caught. Because catch is an irregular verb. It's not a regular verb. So catch, caught, caught. Okay, that is the verb to use to trap and hold something. Okay, the next word, number 4. To keep from going. Stop, right? If you see the policeman, if you're going to walk across the street, be careful. The policeman might say, stop! It's a red light. Don't go. Stop. Wait. Okay? That means to keep from going, stop. Stop. Opposite of go, of course. Okay, so be careful when you're on the street. Pay attention. You need to know when you should stop and when you should go. Number 5, energy that warms things. These two girls are sitting in front of a fire. We talked about 3 types of energy before, right? Remember, one type of energy that warms things, that makes you warm. In front of a fire or a fireplace, you feel heat. You feel heat. It keeps you warm. Maybe outside it's cold, it's winter. You want to stay inside next to a fire to feel heat. Choil. Number 6, to use heat, we use heat not just to warm our bodies, but we also use heat with food. We change food, right? If you have, for example, a steak, right? The steak is not brown when mother buys it at the store. It's pink. It's red. Do you want to eat it? Ugh, no, that's raw meat. You don't want to eat that. You want to change it. You want to change it so it's brown, warm, and it's juicy, right? That's what you do with heat then, is you cook. You cook the food. That's changing the food. Use heat to change the food. That is to cook. Are you a cook? Or do you let your mom cook all the time? Probably let your mom. But help her out. See if you can help her to cook. Okay. Number 7. This man seems like he's trying to hear something. Something we hear, right? It's another type of energy we talked about in the beginning. We talked about 3 kinds of energy, right? This is one type. This, of course, is sound. Sound is something we hear. There are many different kinds of sounds, right? There's loud sounds. There's soft sounds, right? There's long sounds and short sounds. There's all different kinds of sounds. Good sounds and bad sounds, right? But they are all sounds. Here we have to pass a thing to someone else. This woman here is giving the little girl a basket. And I just used the word, right? She's giving, to give. Give. And give is an irregular verb, so we say give, gave, given. One more time. Give, gave, given. Okay, good. So that's very easy verb. You give something. You do this all the time, don't you? You give something to somebody else. Very common thing to do. Number 9. What makes things happen? What makes things happen? That's a good question. Work makes things happen. I'm sorry. But around the house, you need to work. If you want your clothes to be clean, well, your mom has to work. She washes your clothes. But you have to pick up the clothes off your floor. Put your clothes away. If you want things to happen in your room, you have to work, right? And that's good. It's good to work because it helps you get things done. It makes things happen. Okay, then we have number 10, to be straight on your feet. Not like this, whoa, right? That's lean, right? If I do that, that's called to lean, right? I'm like this, right? Some people like to lean against the wall. Don't lean against the wall, especially not an elevator wall, right? You should stand up, right? Stand straight on your feet. Sometimes if you're like this, your teacher or your mom might say, stand up, right? Don't lean, okay? Stand, stood. Okay, it's a regular verb. One more time. Stand, stood. Okay, good. Number 11. Whoa, what is that? That looks like ice cream. No, it's not ice cream. Okay, kind of looks like ice cream. Very bright ice cream, maybe orange flavor, but that's not ice cream. That is a huge ball of light and heat. It doesn't normally look like this. In fact, don't look at it. because it's not good for your eyes. But if you had a special camera, maybe a telescope, scientists can take pictures of it and it looks like this. It's huge. This is so big we can't imagine how big this thing is. What is it? Of course, I'm talking about the sun. The sun is a big ball of light and heat, huge ball of light and heat in the sky. And it's far away, really far away. So it looks small to us, but it's really, really big. But even though it's so far away, it's so big, we can still feel the light and we can feel the heat from the sun. Without the sun, we couldn't live. Okay, so it's a very important thing to us. It's the sun. Okay, the next word, wow, right? This guy's really driving. How is he driving? He's moving quickly. His wheels aren't even on the ground. That's how fast he's going. He's going so fast, his wheels are off the ground, right? He just jumped. But you have to be moving fast to do that. Don't drive fast. It's dangerous. You don't drive anyway, but don't drive fast. It's a little dangerous. Okay? But if you walk fast, walk quickly. You can walk, you can run, but be careful when you do so. Okay, so that's it for the words. Now let's put those words into sentences, okay? We have 6 words here, and we have 6 sentences, 3 now, 3 later. Let's take a look at the words. Shadow, shadow. Heat, heat. Catch, catch. Window, window. Next is cook, cook. And stop, stop. Those are our 6 words. Let's see where they go in these sentences. Number 1, the light made a funny beep with my hand. So if you have light, right, the light can't go through your hand, so what do you have underneath? A place where the light can't go. Do you remember what word that is? Of course, we're talking about shadow, shadow. Number 2, look out the beep, it's snowing. If you don't know it's snowing, you're probably inside a house, right? So somebody says, hey, look out the what? The hole in the wall? Well, it's not just a hole, right? It's a nice hole. It's got glass that covers it. But you look out it to see what the weather is like outside. So look out the what? The window. Look out the window. It's snowing. Oh, look out the window. It's sunny. Look out the window. It's raining. We look out the window to see what the weather is like. Okay, number 3. How long do you beep spaghetti for? Spaghetti is a food, right? You can't eat it from the package, crunch, 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 right? That's not good, right? You want it to be soft. So what do you have to do? You have to change spaghetti. You have to change spaghetti by using heat. When you change food by using heat, what are you doing? You are cooking. How long do you cook spaghetti for? As you know, spaghetti, when you buy it from the store, is very hard and tough, right? You can wave it around like this. It's dry. But to cook it, you put it in water. How long do you cook spaghetti for? Do you know? Cook spaghetti until you can take a noodle and you throw it on the wall. And if it sticks there and doesn't fall, then it's ready. But if it falls, it's not ready. Don't tell your mom I said that. Shh, okay? She'll be angry if you take the spaghetti and throw it on the wall. So be careful, okay? Okay, next one. Number 4. Butterflies are hard to what, right? You see a butterfly. Butterflies fly kind of strangely, don't they? They don't just fly straight. They go woo over here and woo over there. And they're always changing. And if you try to get it, right, it's very difficult because they're always going like this, right? So butterflies are hard to what? They're hard to catch. Butterflies are hard to catch. If you want to catch a butterfly, yeah, you go a little bit crazy, don't you? Okay, you got to wait till they land, and then you can get them. But when they're flying, they're very hard to catch. Number 5, there is a red light. So if you're walking on the street, you want to cross the street, be careful. There's a red light. right? If you're driving a car, you need to burp, right? Put on the brake, stop the car, okay? So stop the car. There's a red light. Stop the car or stop walking, whichever one you do. You don't drive. You will stop walking. But your mom or dad will stop the car because there's a red light. 6, the oven needs more beep to bake the cake. Oven. What is an oven? An oven uses energy to cook food, right? An oven is a place where you put food and it makes your food hot, right? So, the oven needs more what to bake the cake? Of course, the oven needs more heat. This is the type of energy that an oven uses to make food. In this case, to bake a cake. Okay. Well, that wraps it up for the vocabulary section. Let's take a short break now. We'll come back and look at the reading. Don't go away. Okay, welcome back. We've learned a lot of words. Are you ready to see those words in a reading passage? Let's take a look at the reading passage about energy and remember the words that we just learned. Okay, you ready? Let's start. Do you like to run and jump? Do you like to run and jump? Of course, who doesn't? Everybody likes to run and jump, right? That's fun. When you move, though, you use energy. Now, I think you have more energy than I do. So you probably run and jump more than I do. Because if you run and jump, you use energy. You need to have energy to run and jump. If you move faster, you use more energy. Well, that makes sense, right? If you run, right, you use energy. But if you run faster, you use more energy. The faster, ER, faster, more, right? The faster you go, the more energy you need, okay? Energy does work, right? If we want to do work, we need energy. And energy works in many ways. This is an interesting picture, right? In this case, of course we don't do that. But if this was a light, right? We use energy. We use electricity as a type of energy. We use it to do work to make light, right? So energy does work. There are different kinds of energy. We talked about that before. Remember, we said there were 3 kinds of energy in our everyday lives that we commonly use. There are different kinds of energy. So we're going to look at different kinds. The first type of energy is heat. Heat energy, what does it do? It makes things warm. We saw the picture of the 2 girls in front of the fire. That's where they're getting heat. They're becoming warm in front of the fire. So heat energy makes things warm. Earth, that's where we live. That's our planet. Earth gets heat from the sun, this big ball of fire in the sky, right? Earth gets heat from the sun. The sun warms you too, right? And it's true. If you are cold, then just stand in the sun, right? If it's a cold day, maybe it's February or March, right? Becoming spring, it's after winter. You're cold a little bit still. Oh, there's some sun. Go stand in the sun. You'll get warm, okay? So if you are cold, then just stand in the sun. Hopefully there's not a lot of clouds in the sky, right? Hopefully the sun is shining and you can stand in the sun. It doesn't mean fly in space and stand on the sun. That's crazy. You'll die. But stand in the sunlight, okay, on the ground. So if you're cold, then just stand in the sun. You will get warm. Heat comes from fire too. Here's our picture again. Heat comes from fire. Not just the sun, right? Heat comes from the sun, yes, but it also comes from fire. We use fire. We can use fire, right? We use fire. Why? To warm our homes. We use fire as a tool. What do we use it for? We use it to warm. Warm what? Our homes. Okay, so that's a very easy sentence to break up into. Okay, we use fire to warm our homes. We also, so that's one way we use fire. Here's a second way. When you see also, you say, another way, a second way. We also use heat to cook our food. So there's two ways, two things we use heat for. One, to warm our homes. Two, to cook our food. So two ways that we use heat. Light energy. This is another type of energy, right? We said we're going to look at many different kinds of energy. Heat was number one. Two is light. Light energy. Light energy lets us see. Of course, if there's no light, you can't see me. I can't see you. Can I see you right now? Think about that. Okay. Okay. Light energy lets us see. The sun, again, gives light, right? The sun is really important. It gives us heat energy. It gives us light energy. So very important for us. Light bulbs and candles give light too. Of course, at nighttime or inside a building, we can't see the sun, so we use light bulbs or sometimes candles, and then that gives us light so we can see. Interesting. Some bugs, insects, even give off light. Insects give off light? Can you imagine that? What kind of insects or bugs give off light? Have you ever caught a lightning bug? Right? A lightning bug is a type of bug you'll see at night, and their light kind of flashes on and off. If you're at night and in the springtime or when it's a warm evening, sometimes you can see the lightning bugs flying around. They're pretty cool, right? Have you ever caught one? Sometimes some kids in some places where there are many lightning bugs, they'll catch many lightning bugs and put them in a glass jar. And then you can see in the glass jar, you can see all the little bugs. You can see their lights going off at night. It's really cool, right? So have you ever caught a lightning bug? Light goes through windows. So we talked about windows before. Remember, windows are those holes that people make in the walls or in buildings, put glass over them, because we can see through the glass, we can see through the window, because light goes through windows. However, many things stop light, right? Glass doesn't stop light. Light goes through glass. Light goes through windows. But many other things stop light, like your body. Your body stops light. Buildings stop light. Cars stop light. And what happens? If it stops a light, well, then we make these things here. These things are shadows. So many things stop light. These things, right? The many things make shadows because light doesn't go through them. So we get a nice, interesting shadow because light doesn't go through their bodies. Okay. We talked about heat. We talked about light. Third type of energy. The third kind of energy, well, number 3 is sound. Sound is energy you can hear. Right now, you can hear my voice. I'm making energy with my voice, right? You can make sound too. And remember, there are many kinds of sounds, right? Right now I'm making sound with my voice, but you can make different sounds, right? You don't have to always talk. You can sing, la 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 la, right? That's making a sound. You can talk. That's what I'm doing now. You can even shout, hey, right? But be careful. Don't shout too loud. Your parents might get angry, okay? You can shout outside, but be careful shouting. A louder sound means more energy. A louder sound means more energy. So it's like before, the faster you run, the more energy you need. Again, the louder, ER, louder sound, more energy. Run faster, more energy. Same idea, right? Same idea. A louder sound means you make more energy. How much energy do you have? How much of a sound can you make, right? Be careful, right? After this lesson, go outside and yell. See how big of a sound or how loud of a sound you can make. How much energy do you have? If you have a lot of energy, you can make a really big shout. But if you don't have much energy, your shout won't be that loud. So how much energy do you have? Okay. Let's talk about this story with some reading comprehension questions. Number one, this story is about. What is this story about? We're talking about all the things in the story. Not just one thing, but all the things. What word describes all the things in this story? We have work, light, heat, and energy. And very quickly, work. A is work. We only talked about work, very small part of the reading passage. Not that big at all. So it's not about work. We're not talking about work in this passage. Light. Light was one of the three kinds of energy. Yeah, sure, we talked a lot about light, but we also talked about heat and sound. So it can't be just light, right? That's not the whole passage, right? That was just part of the passage. Same thing for heat. That was just part of the passage. The whole passage, so what is light, what is heat, what is sound? All of those things are energy. So that's what this story is about. It's all about energy and different kinds of energy. Sure, we talked about light. Yes, we talked about heat. But we also talked about sound because all three things are energy. We talked about all different kinds of energy. So that's the big word that helps all of them. So this story is about energy. Okay. Okay, number two, heat. When we're talking about heat, type of energy, how is heat made? It's made by beep and the beep, okay? So when we talked about heat, we saw that there are two ways that we can get heat, right? So heat is made by sound and the earth. Sound makes heat? That doesn't sound right. That's not correct. The earth, yeah, the earth does make heat, but it wasn't in the reading passage, right? We didn't hear about that. The heat is made by water and the ground. Water makes heat? No, water doesn't make heat. That's not right. Heat is made by light and the home. Well, heat is made by light, right? If you hit the sunlight or the light in this building, that's making heat. But a home makes heat? No, the home doesn't make heat. Heat is made by fire, right? In front of a fireplace. Yeah, that's true. And the sun, yeah, that big ball of flame in the sky, right? So D is the right answer, is it not? Heat is made by fire and the sun. Okay, that is the correct answer there. Okay, let's move on to number three. You use beep to move faster, ER. We talked about that in two different examples, right? To move faster or to make a louder sound, what do you use? What do you use? You use more energy. That's right, right? We talked about that. ER, the faster you move, the more energy you need. The louder the sound, the more energy is needed. B, more sound to move faster? No, that's not right. Less sound, less and less. They are not right. So our correct answer here is A. You use more energy to move faster. That is the correct answer. Okay, well now let's wrap up this lesson. In this lesson, we're talking about different kinds of energy. And we can see the three different kinds of energy that we talked about in this unit. These are the kinds of energy that we use most commonly in our lives. The first one, this is the source of a type of energy. This, of course, is the sun, right? It gives us one kind of energy. What kind of energy does the sun give us? It makes us warm. It is heat in big red letters because it's hot, right? So it's heat. That's the type of energy that the sun gives us. Let's move on down here. What is this down here? Of course, we're looking at something that lets us to see, right? Light bulbs, and also the sun gives us this. Of course, we're talking about light. Light is a type of energy that helps us to see things. Finally, over here, another one of our senses besides our eyes is our ear, and we use our ears. This man looks like he is trying to hear something. What do we hear? we hear sound. Sound is also a type of energy. So the three types of energy that we looked at in this unit: heat, light, sound. Okay? These are very common types of energy. Well, I hope you've learned a lot about these types of energy and that you've learned some good words to use when describing these types of energy. And like I said before, after this lesson, if you have time, go outside. See how much energy you have. The more energy you have, the louder you can shout. Okay? Well, take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.